Hey, coffee cuties, we are back with another banger. And today we are back with another reaction video where I give my raw and unfiltered opinion, typically about coily natural hair. But today is going to be a little bit different, but still Black woman adjacent. As I was scrolling on my TikTok and social media, and I seen a Black woman going super viral. She was basically saying that her BBL air was stinking. I'm not lying. When I seen the title, the headline of this, I cannot lie and say that I did not bust out laughing, but I do know that this can be a serious topic, especially if this is something that she had to deal with. So I definitely want to be sensitive to that. But just the headline alone was absolutely crazy. But we're going to do a deep dive on this because I do like to talk about hair dysmorphia, body dysmorphia, colorism, texturism, just basically all the issues that can affect Black women. And this definitely is a phenomenon, unfortunately, within Black culture, and in particularly this whole baddie aesthetic that people feel like you have to achieve basically in order to get male validation and attention. It's very unfortunate because I feel like there's no shortcuts. If this is the body type that you want to achieve, I feel like the gym is the best way to do it. But after you hear this crazy story, maybe you will be convinced as well. So let's go ahead and see what your girl has to say.
So this is part two on why I had to get my BBL surgically removed. So in part one, I was telling y'all how my sit down ear was stinking real bad. And it got to the point to where I had to carry around a bottle of air freshener or a bottle of perfume because when I would use public restrooms, it would stink so bad and the smell would linger. It was like an embarrassment. I didn't want to come out the bathroom with it smelling like that and someone else was waiting at the door. When I say that BBL really ruined my life, I even lost my boyfriend behind it. He was telling me the whole time, like, you're stinking real bad down there and I can't stomach it. I'm in denial, like, no, you're hating, you're mad, I got a BBL. It was the truth. It got to the point to where I would be washing my laundry, you know, weekly, like I've been doing before I got the BBL. When I would get my laundry out of the dryer, it would still smell like that raw eating flesh. I really was like, so this one day, me and my boyfriend, we getting ready, to do something. So
All right, so it paused there. So we'll just give a little bit of commentary before we move on to the next portion. But that conversation that she probably had to have with her boyfriend probably was absolutely insane. I do know a lot of men, have these narratives that when women have, an unpleasant smell in certain areas, they don't even feel comfortable confronting the woman because they know that it could be a shot at their confidence and ego. So I guess kudos to her man for trying to put her up on game and let her know beforehand, because that's the type of man that I would prefer. Don't let me walk around smelling crazy, looking crazy, or whatever. Even if it kind of will be a shot to my ego at the moment, I'd rather just deal with it amongst us than going out into the world stinking like that. Where, oh my God, that's so embarrassing. So I'm glad that your girl did figure it out and acknowledge it, and I want to see what she did. So we're going to go ahead and keep moving on to the next portion and give more commentary. So let me go ahead and pause because I think it kind of started. So we'll go ahead and let it start from the beginning and read some comments, give some commentary, and here we go.
this one day, me and my boyfriend, we getting ready, to do something. So first, let me say, my boyfriend at the time did not want me to get the procedure done, but I insisted. Me and my sister went to get the procedure done together. And before I got the procedure done, I joined the group on Facebook. It was like a support group, different women that got it, that's in relationships, just for, to talk about it. So a lot of women in the group was pretty much saying, when you get it, your boyfriend is going to be jealous. So just keep it out on that. So when he was telling me it was smelly down there, I was going to the group saying, he's saying it's smelly down there. They was basically telling me to ignore him. He's jealous, but he'll eventually come around. So me and my sister got the procedure done at the same time. So at first, man's was healing up good. It was healing normal. So was my sister's. And I would ask her, is you healing well? She would tell me, yeah. I was healing well maybe the first 6 to 7 weeks. But after that, it kept on leaking and kept on draining. I was asking my sister how hers was doing. She said she was not leaking or draining. Mine's would close up, but then like a day or two later, it would start leaking again. So I used to put gauze and dressings on it to support the leakage while I may have been outside or out and about. So that's why I had it for a year with the leakage, because there would be points that it would close up, or I would think it was closed up fully, but it wasn't. So one day me and my boyfriend was about to do something, and he just was like, I cannot take the smell anymore. And he broke up with me and he left. And that was pretty much that. But he was telling me for months. But me listening to the women in a group thinking they knew what they was talking about, it kind of messed everything up for me. It even got to the point I was wearing jeans in the summertime because it was an embarrassment even looking at it. I'm gonna upload the picture right here.
All right, so there is part two. So yeah, this story is absolutely insane, but it is good to know that not only her and her sister, they both made it out of the procedure alive, because unfortunately we do hear a lot of stories that women don't even make it off of the operating table. I do feel like also, so I know a lot of women be like, "Oh, I get a BBL because men they really prefer this body type or whatever the case may be, based off I guess their interactions online and who they're lusting after." Which, by the way, like who cares who a man's lusting after? Wouldn't you want like a more meaningful relationship if that's what you're choosing to do than just a lustful one? But in her case, her man actually did not want her to get that, and she's in a quote unquote support group who is telling her, "Oh, your man's gonna be jealous. He's gonna be this. He's gonna be that." So even when her man is being honest with her, for one, about not even getting this to begin with, but for two, letting her know, hey, it's foul, she cannot even believe it because her head is in the clouds, because she feeling like she got a new attitude based off this BBL or whatever. Because it is a lot of people who feel like these BBLs, not only BBLs, but weaves, all these enhancements or extensions to your natural beauty, they feel like it definitely changes a woman's, it could change it in a positive way, like your confidence can increase, but it also changes, like some people feel like it's a full-on spiritual just kind of connection behind it, like spiritual warfare kind of, when you embark all of these and embark on a journey to get all of these enhancements. And we can kind of see like the delusional factor in it, because like he's dealing with it to the point where he broke up with her because the smell was so bad. Can you imagine like how bad that had to be for your partner to be like, I just cannot take, like, I assume they were in a decent relationship, loving outside of this, and your partner's just like, I cannot take the way you smell. I'm out. Like that is so embarrassing. Leave down below if you have a BBL, if you heard of this, because I've heard like little rumors of people saying, "Oh, BBL stink" or whatever, but I kind of attribute it more to hygiene, because even women without BBLs, like you can have your natural body, and if you don't take care of yourself properly, you can have an odor. Because I'm like, I'm sure not every woman with a BBL has this type of smell, but this conversation definitely sparked a lot of people to give a lot of commentary, which we're going to get into a few. But one of the comments said, "Girl, you made it to Tasha K's page." So Tasha K is even on the topic. So yeah, this is going super duper viral. But she said that after she came out with the series and was very honest about the smell, I guess a lot of women with BBLs, and maybe even natural women, they did not like the fact that she was exposing this truth, and she was getting a lot of backlash. So let's see what she has to say about that.
I wasn't expecting my video to blow up like it did, but I have a lot of women angry with me. They are reporting me. They're commenting nasty things. I'm just about to delete everything and go about my business, because when I say this is crazy, it's like they removed the sound from my other video. I wasn't saying anything, but I guess I did not fit their narrative. They're not happy about my experience. That's pretty much what I was saying. They denied that. They said they're not putting my sound back up. So I'ma just the crazy part is so many women pissed off at me. I don't even know who to start to block so they could start reporting me. They're just coming at a rapid pace. So I'm done, y'all. I'm just like I didn't know people was gonna get mad like this. I just thought I was sharing experience, but I'm done. This BBL trap don't play.
Okay, well, yeah, like I don't see why a group of individuals would get mad for her speaking her truth. Like, I don't know what that's about. Leave down below what you think, but let's see what a few people have to say. So, someone said, "I don't think you should remove the videos. You are saying the truth." So that's kind of where I'm at too. Someone else said, "How y'all mad because she's sharing her experience? That's so weird. Don't delete it. Keep people informed." So what do you think about all of that? And especially your girl getting harassed and flagged and all of that. So she's showing proof here on this screenshot. It does have music, so it is on mute. But you can see that, like she said, the BBL tribe is wow, and they definitely stand up for the BBL. But let's see. So she did share another part to the story. So let's go ahead and see what your girl has to say.
Part three on how I got my BBL surgically removed because my sit down one was stinking real bad. So I deleted part one because there were so many people in the comments talking shit how y'all are doing now. So I deleted part one and I made part two because there was some people in the comments that wanted to know more. BBL stink, do you hear me? And it's not coming from the vagina or the beehole. It's coming from the incisions that they cut to inject the fluid and the fat in your butt. Okay? There's people in the comments saying, "Oh, you wasn't washing up right." Come on, let's be real. It's coming out of the incision. It fucking stink. I don't care what y'all say. It stink. And if it's not healing properly and your body is rejecting it, the hole will remain open and the drainage will continue to come out and stink up your linen, stink up your underwear, stink up everything, okay? Now, my BBL been removed for the last past 4 years. Only had it in for about a year until it was stinking so bad I couldn't take it no more. I don't know if y'all wanted me to get on here and say BBL smell good, but they fucking stink. Stay away from them. Part
Okay. I'm sorry. Yeah, I don't know why when she say the BBL's air was thinking, it just makes me laugh so bad. But anyway, so when she has the conversation again about the incisions thinking. So my assumption was when dudes be talking about, oh, I'll smash a chick with a BBL and they'd be funky. I just assumed they was talking about the areas, the intimate areas of a woman, but I guess I didn't think about the incision and just kind of the body rejecting it. I do know that there are a lot of crazy stories where I've seen BBLs that look just massively crazy. So I do know in those cases the body is rejected, and maybe those I could see may have a smell, but like if it doesn't have any visible rejections and still having smells due to the incisions, I could definitely see that. But I guess I just did not think about all of that because I just never really was interested in the BBL to look beyond just kind of the surface of conversations that's happening kind of on social media. But it is good that she is bringing awareness to all of this because this is yet another warning to women about the surgery outside of the health conditions, the health illnesses it could cause, also just passing away, just so many things that can be put into why I personally feel like the gym is more recommended. And some people will argue, oh, okay, I can go to the gym, but I won't get a perfect hourglass shape. Okay, but you would get your body in the best shape that is meant for your body type. Like, why does everybody have to have the same overly dramatic curves and boobs and all of this? Like, why can't we just be our unique selves? Like, and it is funny too because there's also a lot of narratives that BBLs are flat out going out of style. So, what are the women going to do now? Like, you go through all these measures to get this over exaggerated figure, and now it's going out of style. So, now what, you're going to remove it and then run the risk of more surgery? It's just absolutely insane. But again, I am glad for her transparency coming out, regardless of the people that may disagree or they don't want the truth exposed, because this is going to help a lot of women. Let's see what a few people have to say. Someone said, "Girl, put part one back up and get your check." I agree. Someone else said, "This transparency is needed so people can make informed decisions. F the trolls that are talking shit." I agree. We definitely need more transparency within our community so that we can make the best informed decision, regardless of the fact that you still decide to get a BBL and run the risk, or if this encourages you just to stay natural. Either way, we do need the information to be exposed. So let's see, BBL part one. Okay, so this is the part one of the video. So let's see what's going on.
Hey y'all, I just want to hop on here real quick, clear up some confusion, and answer a few frequently asked questions. When I said all BBLs stink, what I should have said was if your body rejects the procedure and your scores are not healing, it do have a smell. There's a lot of women in my comments saying, "Oh, I had a BBL and my BBL don't smell." The fact of the matter is, immediately after procedure, when you're experiencing the drainage do have a smell. So if your body rejects the procedure and it's the constant leaking and unhealed scars, yes, it's going to smell, and that's just facts. And of course, everyone's body is different and everyone's body reacts to the procedure differently. So I was speaking on my experience from my point of view that my body rejected the procedure, and with the constant leakage and drainage, it smelled horrible. You know, even with me covering the scars with, different dressings to try to soak up the leakage, with it being constant like that, it gives off a horrible smell. And I also have several women in my inbox sharing their story. Something similar happened to them also. And if they are comfortable with me sharing their story with y'all, I will. I'm just here to tell my story, if that makes any sense.
Alrighty, so
Hey y'all, I just want to hop.
came forward with this video just to kind of give some more explanation to what's going on and clarify what she was talking about within her videos. It actually says BBL part. I forgot. I thought it said part one. So excuse me. But nevertheless, I am glad that she came forward and just kind of cleared up some more things. But that is the end of her BBL series. But the conversation definitely did not end there, as there were many women giving their perspective about the conversation. I just picked out a few random ones. I picked out two. I don't even know fully what they're going to say. So that's why I wanted to save it so that I could give an unfiltered reaction to a few commenters. So let's go ahead and see what she had to say.
I know for motherfucking fact what these hoes saying about y'all motherfucking BBL stinking is the truth. And I'm gonna tell you why. So I used to work in a, nightclub, bartender, whatever. And then I used to, who knows me know, I used to manage fucking females, like industry bitches. So yeah. So as y'all know, other than it feeling like a sack of sand in a sandbag, that shit, if your body's rejecting it, has a weird ass motherfucker smell. So just to give you a little ideal of how it smells, just think about broccoli. You ever had broccoli sitting out for like 2 days and you be like, what the fuck? Like, that's the perfect way I can explain it. It smells like sitting out for 2 days broccoli. And it's because technically it don't be you. Well, do be you because now you can't open your ass and get in your ass and clean your ass. But it's also because your flesh is rotten, is ruined. And then your body could be rejecting it. It's a lot of reasons why your shit stink. Bro, you can't do nothing about it but get it removed because like if your body's rejecting it, it's gonna come out. It's gonna come out of any hole closest to where that needs to escape. So yeah, BBLs really be stinking for real. I hope y'all hoes be doing y'all research before y'all be getting these BBLs, calling yourself trying to catch a nigga. When y'all gonna be walking around looking like you need to catch a shower. I know for a motherfucking fact.
Alrighty, so what are your opinions about what your girl had to say? I will start off by saying somebody is sleeping good in the background. But when she gave the reference to broccoli, unfortunately, I know that broccoli can have a smell throughout the whole house. I personally feel like broccoli smells good. I know some people don't like the smell of broccoli, kind of like Brussels sprouts too. But I never left them out for 2 days to kind of know what that smells like. But I can only imagine what that might smell like. So leave down below what you think. Is that a good comparison? But nevertheless, when it comes to your body rejecting it and just rotten flesh, I do want to drive that point home so that if women are deciding to do this cosmetic surgery, that they are making the best informed decision when it comes to it. She also did kind of speak about a lot of women, unfortunately, getting these BBLs to catch men. And like I say, a lot of times, 9 times out of 10, these dudes is dusty anyway, and you going through all of these drastic measures to possibly come up on a dude. It's just not worth it, in my personal opinion. But leave down below what you think about all of this as I share one more, again, just random video that I saw. I did saw the creator Gorgeous Dog. She did a reaction to this conversation, and she was agreeing with the fact that BBLs can have a smell because she worked in nightlife and she worked with a girl who had an odor. But unfortunately, maybe your girl was getting bullied in the comments as well, because she did delete her video, which forced me to have to go find just some random other videos just to kind of keep the conversation going. But nevertheless, that was kind of her spill and rundown. She was agreeing with the conversation if you're aware of who Gorgeous Doll is, who she's been going super duper viral. But let's see what this creator has to say, give some commentary, and read some comments. You know how we do. So let's get into it.
As someone who literally works in plastic surgery post-op care, I be around a lot of BBLs. If your BBL is stinking a year into the process, you might have some, like, I don't think that's your butt. I think it's a wound. It could be your cooch. I don't think it's the BBL itself. It might be a wound or one of the holes. To which I would say go to your nearest hospital immediately, because it's probably rotting for whatever reason. After a BBL, though, I will say the smells are not that pleasant for a multitude of reasons that I'll list out for you. First of all, when you get liposuction, they stick that needle in there. That looked like I was doing something else just now. And when they're sucking that fat out of you, your skin is disconnected from the muscle. And the reason it's important that you get your massages, lymphatic massages, 6 months, you really should get them for at least 6 months after your surgery, is because your skin needs to heal and heal back onto the muscle. And you want it to heal flat and not have that like bumpy look that, on someone's stomach. Y'all, we all know the look I'm talking about. But while it's healing, fluid swells up because you swell. So with the lymphatic drainage for the first couple of days, your holes will still be open. There'll be some doctors choose to drain with tubes. Because if that tube gets yanked, or that shit can hurt. Just let it drain out. But it's not gonna smell good because it's literally pus and blood and shit from your body. It's disgusting. Another reason it stinks is because you're in a faja. You're compressed because we don't want you to swell, right? Because it's healing. And what your body's gonna do if it's not compressed. If it's not compressed, it will expand. You're supposed to stay in that faja for days, right? So what happens is you got all that pus and bullshit coming out that already doesn't smell great. You're in the same faja 4 days a lot of times. You're sweating and you have your natural must, and you have a lot of smells mixing together. As someone who has done lymphatic massages, I can tell y'all, it doesn't smell great. The girls don't smell great fresh off the table. It's really nothing you can do. Oh, and I forgot this part. You still have to shit, right? You still have to shit. You still have to shit. And your butt is kind of hard, still swollen from all that freshly injected fat. And it's been sitting in a faja. And you now have, well, you're a part of the club now. You have 17 miles of ass crack. And you cannot necessarily clean yourself as good as you be used to. Because you're not like taking full on showers. You're not doing that 48 hours post-op. Oh, and I forgot this. You still have to pee. Usually, the girls have the urinals or like the cups that they pee in, and it's you might get a little driblet. You can't fully squat and pee like Pocahontas. I'm sorry if that wasn't politically correct. That's what they called it at Girl Scout camp, which might have been problematic to begin with. You just can't squat and pee in that. It how kind of have to be bent and hunched over. Again, this faja hasn't been cleaned, so it has doo doo, doo doo niblets, driblets of pee, pus coming out of you, and you're in that faja for like 3 days, 4 days. They take it off and put it right back on. That's what y'all are smelling. Now, that smells horrible, yes. But if you're still smelling like that 6 months post op, you need to go to the emergency room. So, as
Okay, I am back with more commentary. So your girl is talking about like right after the surgery. I can see it being a smell and things like that. Like she said, like from needing to use the restroom and staying in that faja. And she's basically did confirm if you are still 6 months in and smelling like that, you need to go to the emergency room, which I agree with. But we are only talking about 6 months to a year down the line. We're not talking about the initial smells that you will have from, like she said, being trapped into a faja. But she did give a lot of good commentary and just kind of good information for women to know if they are considering getting a BBL. But let's read a few comments. So someone said, and just like that, I'm actually okay with my body. I am with you, girl. But whatever your choice is when it comes to this, just make an informed decision and the best decision for you. Someone else said, this don't even sound worth the ASS. I agree. I never wanted a BBL. Now I really never want a BBL. Someone else said, why are none of the BBLs girlies talking about this? And why aren't they in the, I assume, comment section? I don't want to scroll down and jump around. Unfortunately, I don't know what be going on with Instagram or TikTok or whatever the case may be. But nevertheless, that was a good video to go ahead and wrap up the conversation with. So I am definitely more curious to know what the comment section thinks about all of this. Are you a BBL girly or are you not? Have you heard this narrative that BBL stink? Do you agree or disagree? There's no right or wrong answer. And I'm definitely curious to know what everyone thinks about this conversation. Also, at the time of this recording, we are 481 people away from the goal of 10K. At 10K, we're doing a giveaway, and I definitely need some suggestions because we're getting pretty close, and I'm not really sure. Also, I think I figured out what I am going to be doing over on my membership channel finally. So I recently got into a suite, and because I do locks, I got certified to do locks and natural hair in my city. So I may just go live and show that process over on my membership channel. So that may be what I do. Leave down below if you think that's a good idea because I'm really trying to figure out what to do over there. I don't want to do the same type of commentary videos because I'm already doing them over here. But if that's a good idea, leave it down below. If not, leave what you would rather see on the membership channel over there. And if you made it to this point of the video, thank you so much for sticking around all the way through to be able to give me some suggestions. Also, check out the bio on the way out. So many cool things going on. Coffee Cutie mugs, membership channel. Like I said, I am thinking of ideals. Also, email me any cool stories you think will be cool for the channel. But this is the end of this video. So until next time, see ya.